Hey guys, I'm Simulator Tech, and today I'll be taking a look at the High65 V2, a keyboard made by CreateKeybs in collaboration with EpoMaker. CreateKeybs designed the original High65, which was a premium keyboard kit that looked and sounded really nice. The board I have here is the High65 V2, which is a premium pre-built 65% keyboard that comes in at $280. The packaging this board comes with is really nice. The board comes with a braided cable, a keycap and switch puller, and some tools and screws. Here's the board. I received the gray version of this board and it looks really nice. The case is quite hefty and made of CNC aluminum. On the back is a lovely little steel badge that adds a little flair to what is otherwise a rather plain design. The board, unlike the original Hive65, is a pre-built. The keycaps it comes with are gray die-sub PBT keycaps. They don't list the profile on the website, but they feel like cherry profile. They're pretty thick and the material feels quite nice, but I don't really like how the legends look. It's a pretty subjective thing, but I feel like they don't look premium. Of course, if you want to switch out the keycaps, then this shouldn't be a big deal, but for how expensive this board is, I was expecting a little bit more. The switches my unit came with are Gateron Baby Kangaroos, which are really nice tactile switches. They're really smooth and feel pretty snappy, but I do think they could benefit from some lube. If you get the white version of this board, I believe it comes with Gateron CJs, which are super nice linears, so definitely consider that one if you're interested. Before I continue tearing this board apart, let's hear what it sounds like out of the box. Wow, it actually sounds pretty good, but I want to see what's inside of this thing and maybe add a couple of mods. The PCB is pretty nice with south-facing hot swap sockets and flex cuts that aren't in the alphas. This is actually a big brain move because you can get some flex without ruining the sound of the board. Also, there are some pre-applied stab pads, so that's pretty cool too. This board is absolutely packed with foam. There are 2 layers of case foam and a PE foam sheet for the PCB. The plate is made of polycarbonate with some pour-on gaskets, and there are a crap ton of flex cuts. Flex cuts on a polycarb plate honestly make no sense to me considering how flexible a material it is, but whatever. The included stabs are screw-ins and they're actually really good, and I ended up adding some dielectric grease to the wires to completely get rid of any rattling or ticking. By the way, I am using the PE foam and the plate foam for this build. Because of this board's sound signature, I think it'll sound good with some tape on the PCB. Some may not like the idea of adding a tape mod to a nearly $300 keyboard, but personally I don't really mind since I'll likely end up trying this board with no foam or mods in the future. In the case, I'll be using the bottom layer of foam, but not the one with the cuts since the tape mod will fill in that space. For switches, I'm going to use these SP Star OG Marble Soda switches. These are medium weight linear switches that sound and feel really nice. They're lubed with 205G0 on the stem and super lube oil on the springs. Oh, by the way, I started using my new Koli switches for the spacebars since they're super poppy. Unfortunately, I don't have any extra keycap sets in this layout laying around in my room, so I'll have to reuse the ones that came with it. This board has a super weird layout with a Tsangin bottom row, but with a 6.25U spacebar instead of a 7U one, and a 2.25U right shift with a stabilizer and a 2-key cluster in the top right. Yeah, this thing's funky. Anyways, let's hear how the board sounds with a couple modifications. Honestly, it sounds a lot more muted now, which is surprising considering I added the tape mod, which normally makes boards way more poppy. I guess going from long pole switches to standard length switches really makes a big difference. Overall, this board is really interesting. I think the core of this board is really strong, but it's slightly handicapped by the keycaps, though if you do like this design, then who am I to judge? If you really want a unique and premium keyboard that sounds good out of the box and doesn't really need mods, this is definitely one to consider. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. If you're interested in this board, you can find it on Epplemaker's website. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you Epplemaker for sending out this board. See you guys later. Bye!